Selections of episode 51 of the Seekers of the Eternal podcast with Monica Vasquez.
From the visions that I remember that I was laying down on the ground, really feeling the earth and just asking, wondering, what is this exactly? But at the same time, surrendering and letting go and just trusting the medicine, trusting God, trusting this experience as much as possible. I remember that I was seeing how my body was melting onto the earth and how the earth was absorbing all of the stagnant energy that was in my body from the brain surgeries, from all the pain, from all the things that I had gone through. Particularly, it focused on my brain. And I was seeing black worms that were leaving my body and they were just like coming out, like when you see like a rotting apple or something like that, that it has worms in it and you just is like a scary movie type of situation. That's exactly what I was seeing, like that gruesomeness, muddy, murky black worms getting out of my head on the side that the incisions of my surgery were. But on the other side, there were rainbow colorful worms coming in from the earth. So it was like a replacement of shifting of energy of here, I'm giving you all of this stagnation. And it wasn't only at the physical level, it was like the murky thoughts, the murky emotions, and all the stagnation and scar tissue as well in my brain. And I was seeing all of that going into the earth with those black worms, and then the rainbow colorful pretty worms. Those were pretty worms that were coming into my brain. And I was just feeling sensations in my body that I, as much as I could try to explain, that there's no words to explain the way that the medicine feels in your body. But you definitely feel like your whole DNA is getting activated. It's being shifted. It's being shaken up. Any stagnant energy can be removed. You don't really realize how much you're carrying with you until you start unpacking the things that you're carrying with you. All of this, ayahuasca loves you with all of that. You're carrying all of these bags with you and all of these thoughts and all of these patterns and all of these pain and all of these things that just drag you down. But God comes and tells you, it's all right, child. Come here. Let me show you a way where you can be loved again, where you can feel love again, where you can feel your divinity. You can feel that you belong again. And this is what ayahuasca did for me. It was a long journey. It was a long journey of healing. But the more medicine I drank, the more I surrendered, the more I forgave myself, the more I forgave others, the more I released the expectations of how I thought my parents should have been, the more I released the expectations of how I thought I should have been, the more I did this letting go. The more letting go I did, the more purging I did, the more wellness bags that I picked up, the more I dove deeper into my spiritual journey, the more my symptoms would start falling. And every day I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm going to stop taking this medication. And now I'm going to stop taking this other one. And now instead of using a Percocet or another Darvocet or whatever for a painkiller, let me sit down and do a meditation, or let me sit down and do a different approach. Let me look at what else is out there. Why is my soul still hurting? And the more you keep on asking, why is your soul still hurting? The more you go into the layers of that dis-ease. It's a very deep reminder of our true spark, our initial spark that has all that unconditional love, all that information that tells your cells to become lung cells or muscle cells or heart cells, that natural intelligence of the universe that we carry within us, and curiosity as well, right? And that's the same one that's within you. And that's the same one that's with the other person that's across the sacred circle sharing their story in the morning. And that very deep, deep, deep connection. And it's so beautiful to be able to see. And I definitely am with you. The integration circles during the ceremonies are my favorites because you get to really see everyone's human side. You get to make fun of everyone. Everyone makes fun of you. Everyone's laughing. Everyone's crying. And we're all going through the journey like warriors because we're like, wow, that was a rough night. Oh my God, did you survive? Oh, how are you doing? Oh my God. Okay, now the food. Yes, we all get to eat together. And it's like a victory. Like we all went through this really intense battle between good and evil, our own internal good and evil. It's our own duality and our own demons and all of our own miseries and our pain. And we're like, all right, let's get rid of that. We're all want to do the same thing. We all want to heal. We all want to move forward. Whenever we ingest the ayahuasca, which has DMT, which is the same DMT that we have in our pineal gland, and this is the DMT that gets released when it's the time of our death. One of the questions that we always make in the morning of ceremony is, who thought they were going to die? More than one person raises their hand. And with time, people learn to be so appreciative of dying over and over and over again in ayahuasca, because it's a beautiful thing to be able to go through that experience and like truly say, I surrendered to the point that I died. And because I died, then I'm able to see and separate myself from this idea of how I've been living my life and see that there are many other different ways and a more divine way of continuing to live our life with the lessons learned, carrying that new extra level of connection and understanding and understanding that we get from an ayahuasca journey. And it was like, yes, I'm dead, but now I'm born again and I get to do it all over again. And tonight when I go to sleep, I will die again and I'll wake up tomorrow morning and get to do it all over again in a better way. That's the whole point of drinking ayahuasca, integrating these lessons and bringing them into our day-to-day life and remembering that life is a ceremony and it's what we do every day, what matters. We talk about like this dying over and over, like people are like, what are they talking about? You know, a lot of people is like, what are these crazy people talking about, right? Allowing that death of that old version of us that's no longer needed. Allowing that death of those habits that are no longer healthy. Allowing the death of pain that doesn't need to protect us anymore. Allowing the death of the understanding that you can learn in love, not just in fear and in suffering. It's a death that we want. We want to allow all of those deaths over and over again until we release not only our baggage, but our ancestors' baggage and our children's baggage. That way we don't carry that baggage forward, right? That's the idea why we came here to make sure that we close all those chapters and we go through all those deaths so we don't have to carry all that extra baggage moving on forward. Yeah, I definitely think that's his superpower. You know, not only does he have a beautiful voice and the songs that he already has that he's been singing for a while are deeply spiritual and very connected to a higher realm for sure. And a lot of times during ceremony, we do have the blessing of hearing him channel songs that come right then and there. He has that superpower that he will sing to you exactly what you need to hear at that particular moment to either reassure the lesson that you already received or to help you release what you were stuck releasing. It's definitely a beautiful, beautiful thing to see Taita Hector in action when it comes to his performance and channeling those beautiful higher frequencies that he taps into when we're working with the medicine and the music. Yes. So if anyone is interested in joining us in a ceremony, you can find us on our website, which is www.ayahuasca-yage.com. And you will find my phone number on the website. It's a very personal process. You know, you complete an application. Once you complete an application, depending on the region that you are, one of us will call you. Like I mentioned earlier, I am in charge of Miami, Tampa, and Georgia. So if you're coming to one of these locations, I will be reaching out to you, and it's a one-on-one conversation. Any questions that you have, I will literally hold your hand through the whole process. Find your medicine, whatever medicine is, make sure that you align it, but make sure that if you are going to be working with plant medicine, or if you're going to be following any gurus or any masters, make sure that you're following people that have done their work. Make sure that, particularly with plant medicine, make sure that you do sit with someone that has done their work, that has been going through the process with the elders, with the ancestors, someone that has had time in the jungle. And I'm not talking about just one weekend or 2 weekends. Talking about someone that has actually gone through a formation process with the elders in the jungle. You know, you don't necessarily have to be native to serve medicine, but the attunement with those spirit guides from the elders in the jungle is very important. I myself have been drinking medicine for the last 12 years. And in the last 4 years, maybe 5 years, I've been in a training formation process under Taita Hector Ortiz. And I'm still not quite ready just yet, so it's not something that you can get a certificate online for $2,000 and that's it, you're an ayahuasquero or a shaman. No, make sure that you do the homework of who you're sitting with. Make sure that these people have been ordained, that these people have that backup from the tribes, from the ancestors, from the lineage. That is so important. It doesn't have to be with us. If it's with us, so obviously we welcome you with open arms, but anywhere that you go sit down under a sacred altar, make sure that these people have actually received this attunement from their elders. I literally cannot say how important this is. Mm-hmm. This is definitely extremely important. So make sure you do your homework wherever you're going to go sit. And if you are going to go sit, make sure that you go in with the understanding that ayahuasca is not a hallucinogenic, it's not a psychedelic. It might have aspects to it where you are able to tap into visions and tap into this other realms and other dimensions. However, do not expect a psychedelic or hallucinogenic journey with the medicine. The medicine is so much deeper than that, and there are so many layers. And usually you don't really get to comprehend the depth of the medicine until sometimes years after the fact, because right now I'm still tying together information from my first ceremonies from 12 years ago.
Hear Monica's full story in episode 51 of the Seekers of the Eternal podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Visit the links below to learn more. Please like and share this episode with a friend to help us grow. Blessings, friends.